morning. It is Wednesday morning, about 6:30. And after studying the weather forecasts and the charts and active captain descriptions of various anchorages, I had a change of plan. And I wasn't going to continue to fool around down towards New York City, down in the western end of Long Island Sound, because later in the week where we wouldn't have southwest winds to go back home was one of the big issues, plus a lack of good harbors on the Connecticut coast for southwest winds, which we're going to have for the next couple of days. So anyway, we're going back east today. The destination I have in mind for today is Duck Island, which is a 30-mile trip from Port Jefferson. So we got up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get a nice early start. Although, given the wind, it probably wasn't necessary. But that's okay. It's always fun to get up and do a little night navigation. So we're making good time. We're doing, well, it's wild with the conditions. The speed is all over between 3 and 5 knots. And with reefed Genoa and reefed Maine, and we're going pretty much dead downwind. So things are pretty rolly with the following sea, and I am nervous about the dinghy. It's doing some surfing down the seas behind us. So, eventually you got to look at the charts, and I'll keep you posted on what's going on here. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning now. Conditions are about the same as they were at sunrise. I just listened to the NOAA weather forecast, and they said for today, winds southwest 10 to 15 with gusts to 20. And I think that's right. They also said seas 1 foot or less. There's waves out there much bigger than 1 foot. So we were having a lot of problems with the boat yawing. I finally decided, it was getting pretty extreme, that I needed to do something, and just because it was something I could do, I furled the jib, and it made a lot of difference. It improved things significantly. I don't understand exactly why. It did slow us down a little bit. But we're still doing pretty well. And I'd much rather go a little slower than going crazy. So we'll try this for a while. It's about 11 o'clock now, and I think things have calmed down enough that I can show you the chart. well, more than one chart is going to be involved here. So here down on this corner is Port Jefferson, where we spent last night, of course. And we came out of the channel there and pretty much took a straight line all the way across this section of Long Island Sound, which is about the widest section. And we came over to the Faulkner Island, which is an island off the town of Guilford, Connecticut. And I haven't seen this island since I was a teenager, and I wanted to see again. It looks more like it belongs off the coast of Maine than the coast of Connecticut. So anyway, we took a little jog in our track to take us by that island, rounded this buoy to the north of it, and now we're headed east again, and we're going to pass Clinton Harbor, and I'll find another chart to show where we're going to end up today. Okay, heading east from Faulkner Island. Here's Clinton Harbor for reference. We're going to find a buoy here off the end of the Clinton Harbor breakwater, and then go in to Duck Island. And here is a blow up of just the Duck Island area. There's two long breakwaters. We were here once a couple years ago, and a shallow area in here, anchorage, but it should be deep enough for us, somewhere in there. And one of the reasons we chose this is it should give reasonably good protection if we get up here close to the island from seas coming from the southwest, which is the wind direction. So that's the plan. We anchored in the Duck Island anchorage at about 2 o'clock. So we ended the day nice and early. I'm a little concerned about how this is going to work out because the weather forecast has changed somewhat. Originally the forecast for overnight was a continuation of southwest winds, and we already had the southwest winds all day, so one major factor is avoiding the swells that have built up out in Long Island Sound, and the west breakwater here on Duck Island will do that, and is doing that now. But now the weather forecast is saying that the winds, which will be strong, 10 to 15 gusts to 20, will shift from southwest to northwest at midnight. Now it's about 2:30 now, and they've already shifted to west, so this is already happening, I guess. Now it's I'd say 5 to 10 now, so I don't know if the winds really will build back up or not. They've been pretty fluky. They died pretty much all together after lunch. I made it about halfway to Clinton Harbor and then had to motor the rest of the way. So we'll just have to see what happens. So if they go to northwest and it blows, it may get rolly here because we don't really have much protection. There's about I guess a mile of fetch, which is enough to build up some decent swells. So we may come to regret not finding anchorage with better protection from northwest, but there's not a lot around here. So that's the situation. It's bright and sunny, well, hazy, and warmer than I expected. It's about 80. So the pop-top enclosure is definitely not going up. It's, that greenhouse effect. So we're in for a nice long afternoon.